Man, I'm telling you, I am telling you, I am telling. 2-Bit, good old 2-Bit. 2-Bit ain't did nothing. Ain't never hurt nobody. Ain't never hurt nobody. Ain't did nothing to nobody. Ain't hurt nobody. Good old 2-Bit. You know, look up there, and the first thing you see is 2-Bit, half butt naked. Late ill kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing the street geek and nerd soul. What is up, my people? Today, all year, coming with another wonderful episode of Late Night Live. We are having a ball, a wonderful time. What is up to my people in the chat? We already got Therese in the house. We got Marquise Collins in the house, and of course, Corey Toombs. It's wonderful to see y'all back. I'm glad we got a brand new episode. We about to get all up in it. But I do want to give a big shout out to my man Panda. Panda out there doing, Panda out there doing the thing. Also, big shout out to Thought Crimes. Big shout out to Double Toasted. Big shout out to Blurred Girl, Black Tribbles, For All Nerds. All those guys doing crazy stuff. Blurtish, big ups to you. Lala is doing his thing, ain't he? Woo! Good old Lala. Lala is this is a perfect example of why I love the way they have set up the villains in this show. Because it's not, you have so many threads to pull from. And the villains, they ain't always no love lost up in that joint. You know what I'm saying? It's like Lala ain't all cool with Lady Eve. Lady Eve ain't all good with Tobias. Tobias ain't feeling the ASA. Back and forth. Lady Eve used to be on the ASA. All these things, it just makes for such a interesting interwoven tapestry of villainy. You know what I'm saying? And shouts out to the villain, of course, MF Doom. But I really dig this. And so I want to talk about Lala first. It's good. Very, very good. Very, very, very good to get Lala back in here. And you see him making his moves kind of on the street. You see him, I guess you could say, supporting the resistance to a certain degree. But of course, right now, their interests align. You have, yeah, what up, Marquise? What up? See you. So their interests align. You know what I'm saying? You see, right now, ASA is not what your boy Lala needs. So he need to help out the resistance, but not without double charging for the munitions and all them guns. But I like that. I like the way he's placed. I like that he's making moves to get his territory back. I like that he's also sort of helping fight against, the ASA. There's a lot of cool things that are going on here that really they really help build upon how layered the interests are here in Freeland. I also want to talk about the sort of deep fake they're about to run with Odell in a second too. But it's just crazy how good this show is due to how varied our villains are for one reason or another. I do want to give a shout out to the title of this episode, Lynn's Addiction. We don't really deal with Lynn's addiction. Yeah, Therese says we still ain't even got to the Markovians as the villains. And yeah, because they're just, the Markovians more so have a deal with the ASA, and so we see them at the end of this episode. So there's all of these competing interests and layered, beefs with each other. But I want to get into the more, I guess, the more side characters first. Big shout out to Brandon. I'm glad that Brandon doesn't have the dumb look on his face no more. Brandon is kind of getting involved. I do think it was foul for Jefferson to come off on him the way he did. Brandon ain't did nothing. And for all that you know, Brandon could have saved your daughter's life, which sort of did kind of. And you just came off on him extremely wrong. Now I know, you're kind of angry about your daughter and what she's been doing. There's a lot of frustration going on, but I feel like he came off on him wrong, man. It was foul. Brandon deserved more than that. Big shout out to Geo4. She was about to say it, but he got cut off. I also want to talk about your boy, TC. I love how they have brought TC in. The second they kidnapped, or I guess, well, not kidnapped, second they captured Khalil, I was like, oh, TC can talk to the chip. You know what I'm saying? But I love how they laid that groundwork way back, like, I don't know what, 4 or 5 episodes ago. So I love how they laid that groundwork there. So now TC has a relationship with Gambi and also wants to help and be a valued resource to him and the people that he cares about. Instead of just like, let's go grab this guy. It started from Gambi needing something completely else and then caring for him, and now this coming to a play. So I love the way that was written. Big shout out to TC. TC's dope. He still kind of slinks around the basement in a weird way where I don't really know how to get him, but I think it's just that he's like really introverted and maybe that's just his steez. Because sometimes he comes off kind of weird to me. Big shout out to Therese says, yeah, Jefferson was bogus for that. Don't even know, homie. Thank you. Like that was just, it was random, right? It was like, yo, that wasn't necessary for you to do him like that. It was just weird that you carried him like that. Now, before I go further, I do want to give a shout out to Geek Fine Art that did this artist-sponsored wall behind me. That's right. A good 95% of the art behind me is done by Geek Fine Art. You can check him out on Instagram, Geek Fine Art. This regular spelled, ain't no weird spelling. It's just regular Geek Fine Art. Amazing dude. Get some pieces from him. Super awesome and amazingly talented. Also, I want to give a quick shout out to Atomic Basement and Mike Wellman, because later tonight I'll be reviewing the October faction, and he's the one who put me. Well, I met a young lady in his shop that put me up on that. So big shout out to them too. If you're in Long Beach, check out the Atomic Basement. Dope comic spot. Some video games in there as well, and always a good time. So back to what I'm digging from the story, from the side characters. I also got to hit you with a ding for what I'm not digging. And real quick, I will say, Therese said, and with how he usually acts towards kids that age, it was kind of out of character. Definitely. So Jin, who is a character that by now I would think between season 2 and between what she's experienced in this season with Odell and what she experienced in the alternate Earth, I would not expect her to still be this. I'll go on and say it, this dumb. She makes some dumb choices still, and I think she needs to be written smarter. I know she's moved by emotion. I understand that. I get that. But there have been enough times, and they do this with Anissa as well, but they've been down this road enough times where she should be starting to learn that her father is in her corner. That, like when Khalil showed up and she tied them both up without even thinking about it, it was like, come on, man. There's no way you didn't see him kick down the door. And come on. And knowing that he was dead and seeing that he was dressed, you knew it was weird for her to immediately attack her father. Also, when she's at the house and her father was like, yo, wait here. We're going to go see what we're going to do about Odell. When she's like, well, I'm tired of waiting. Isn't this kind of activity, isn't this attitude what got you in trouble in the first place? You know what I'm saying? I think she's experienced too much to still make these dumb decisions. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and Therese says naive. Yeah, I guess. It just comes off weird for me. Also, the moment when she tells him about Odell, and she's like, well, you and mom didn't let me use my powers. It's like, so that's why you're justifying running off with some dude, killing people, and all this just because he let you use your powers? Like, this is, you're going to lay this on our, maybe we weren't letting you use your powers because there is an occupation which is literally locking up people that have powers. You're smarter than this. Jen is not dumb. And I think she's not written as smart as she really is to make the plot happen, and it grinds on me sometimes. Yeah, Corey Toom says perfectly. They write Jen's character so inconsistent, very, very inconsistent, and it's annoying at times, very annoying. Now I do want to. Corey says she gave her whole sister soldier speech in the Crisis episode for what? Thank you. And then Therese said, right, they got to show some growth in her character. Thank you. She's been through a whole lot by this point in the third season to still be this dumb. You know what I'm saying? But let's talk about Lady Eve. I sort of called it, but didn't call it. Remember way back I said, yo, we ain't really see a body. We saw a burned up person. We don't know if she dead. So she has been resurrected. So she was dead. But once again, like we said, we ain't see the body we thought we saw. We thought we saw her body. That wasn't her body. So it's good that she's back. I like her and Lala right back in the poop again. And also her on some, we'll play along for now. Also, Lala, they know his steed. You know what I'm saying? Dude can't die, at least from what we know right now. And also he's rolling with old boy from ASA that also has powers. So them together is a nice, formidable team. And she said that they have 40 hitters outside. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's slide that to the side. Where old boy walked up in there, I was like, oh. That's all I'm going to say. I did see 2-Bit up in that piece. 2-Bit was living it up. All right? He was enjoying himself behind the velvet curtain. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you go somewhere where there's velvet curtains, you know there's things happening. Like I've been to one place where they had those like red velvet curtains, and I was like, yeah, some stuff going on down here. I ain't film nobody. I'm just saying I ain't take no peeks, but I knew I got the audibles. You know what I'm saying? I got the audibles, and I ain't talking about Amazon, boy. I'm just saying I heard things. So I like how they played her coming back, and it seems like she hasn't missed a beat. Like she came up, Lala pulled gun on old girl, and she came like, God, man, come on back here. Like you could see she was mad that like, dad, you like, man, come on. Like you messed up my plan. I'm trying to do this on the low, and I don't know how you figured out I'm back. So I do like that. And I commend them for bringing her back in a way that makes sense, and it's not out of place. You know what I'm saying? And they're back in that beef between each other again. And who knows what it's going to be like when we throw Tobias in the mix, because we ain't even talked about him yet, because Tobias is sort of out, but sort of not out, because he's out, but he's right back in. Therese says, during season 2, she was on tour playing with microphones. Bruh. Oh, man. Therese said, I thought homie with the phone recording was about to get whacked. Nah, he gonna be all right. Whoo, yeah, she was playing with microphones, man. We ain't even gonna go there. I think we covered that on Lounging a long time ago, which will be back this Sunday. But let's get into what I guess makes me happy about the character from the ASA that's leaving. You know, we see him giving his like, you know, kind of like I'm quitting video, and we see that he's willing to assist. We don't know how much. We don't know for how long, but he did help out. And he did bring Lynn's drugs back. Lynn was like, "Give me that bag." Lynn wanted that bag bad, boy. And my wife Lisa called it. She was like, watch her makeup be good and perfect after she get these drugs. And we saw it. Makeup was right back top notch, boy. I tell you, boy. Once you get them drugs, perfect. Right back to the beginning. Therese said all three of them gonna kill each other. Man, there's so many things in play right now. I really don't know. But with those things in play, we got the rest of these kids. They're trying to survive. We got the ASA that is definitely losing ground. They said they lost like 25% of their like footing in Freeland. And now Tobias, Lynn, and the good ASA dude have now been kidnapped by the Markovians, and the teleporter is supposed to be coming back. So we got a lot of work ahead of us. How many episodes are left? Because I don't know how many we have, but it seems like from what I understand, I think we got 2 left, but people have been telling me there's supposed to be more, so maybe I'm tripping. But I think we have 2 episodes left. Check me on that one. Let me know in the comments how many episodes this season has, because from what I know, I'm supposed to be 13 episode season, but I might be wrong. It might be 16, 24, whatever. But if there's only 2 left, they are definitely ratcheting this thing up just right. Like for real, like they are putting this thing in gear for some craziness, because we got a lot of things going on. Odell is mad. They put a green light on the Pierce family. Now Khalil's back. The kid can talk to the chip, so I'm pretty sure he's going to turn off the chip, which I'm gonna get to in a second. There's a lot in play that I am ready to see. Really ready to see play out. And once again, this show is dope. Oh, and big shout out to everybody who's checking it out. Thanks for hitting that like button, all of you guys. I see the likes coming up. Thank you. Helps out in the algorithm. On the real, people that support for like Patreon and stuff like that, that's great. Also, don't forget, if you ain't got a penny, the best way you can help and support is by commenting, by liking, by sharing this. Share it to me, you, your mama, and your cousin too. You know what I'm saying? You hit that share button, get that organic share. That helps a whole lot. So let's talk about Khalil. Let's talk about TC real quick. If TC fixes the chip and turns the chip off, does that revive Khalil as we knew him? Or does that wipe the slate clean? Now, he did say that Khalil told him that he loved Jen. But is that piece of Khalil there because the chip is in place? And if we remove the chip, or if we, turn off the chip, does that erase what was there? Because the kid was dead. They brought him back. So does that kind of zero out the hard drive? You know what I'm saying? Also, big shout out to Thought Crimes. We got Thought Crimes in the house. What up, y'all? I gave y'all a shout out earlier. It's good to see y'all. Beautiful, sunshiny faces. So big shout out to the chat. Corey Toom says, I really need to know what this Lynn storyline is going to contribute, because they have dragged her character through the mud. Yes. The only thing that I see that her character is contributing is the Pandora's box of giving anyone powers. And I think once you open that box, once again, you create a whole nother issue that villains can play along with. And I think that Pandora's box creates more problems in season 4, season 5, who knows? Because once you open that, you can't close it. You can't say, oh, we can give anyone powers. Now it's going to be like, well, how long? How many powers can we give? and kind of making a Mazo. I mean, we are in the DC universe, so I guess kind of some sorts making an Amazo, if you will, and having the family have to fight against it. You know what I'm saying? Because we know the Markovians are looking for power. So now they have kidnapped the woman that has learned how to give anyone powers. It's not a good look. And giving anyone powers without the green light stuff, just straight up, just here's an injection, pal, you got powers. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what her storyline is giving us, when all is said and done. Because, of course, she's going to have to learn. I think this will teach the family to stay tighter knit. But I think what she does is going to open up that whole box for the powers, which could be good, it could be bad. Big shout out to Therese saying it got to be more episodes because there's still a lot to cover and see how the Markovian pose a threat because we just know because we're just now getting to know them. Let's see. Corey Toom says I think it's at least 15 episodes. Yeah, because season 2 was 16, so maybe this one is 16 as well. Because I believe the first season was 13 episodes, second season was 16, so this one might be 16 too, or 16 as well. Let's see. Thought Crime said, did not watch this episode yet, but we will be back after to watch this video. Yeah. Sorry, I ain't trying to spoil it for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all enjoy yourselves. It's late because y'all on the East Coast. It's late for me, so I know what it's 12. What it's like 3, 4 for y'all, something like that. I know it's late. Shout out to Corey Toom says, nah, we still have more to go. That showdown between Jen and Khalil wasn't nearly dramatic enough. You know what? Maybe we don't have a showdown between Jen and Khalil. Maybe it's one of those bedside kind of teary-eyed, like, I love you and I loved you. And he's like, oh girl, I loved you too. And it's like, you like that writing, don't you? Yeah. Like, oh girl, I loved you too. And then like when he's like, they gotta turn off my chip. And then turn off the chip and he'd be like, all right, maybe that's not how it goes. I feel like they're probably going to do something a little bit better than that, but you never know. But I think what we'll get is maybe some bedside stuff. He'll fix him with the chip. He'll be regular Khalil again. The normal Khalil, the Khalil, season 2 Khalil. You know what I'm saying? We'll get that Khalil back. And then we'll have kind of a decent fighting force. We'll have, Black Lightning, Thunder, Lightning. We'll have TC for the support, the web support. You know what I'm saying? The man in the truck. We'll have Geoforce added to the team and Khalil, on top of Gammy. You know what I'm saying? And then have, Lynn doing the doctor stuff, the science stuff. So we'll have a pretty good squad that I think could take on an Amazo type villain if the Markovians were to make one. I'd like to see that, because Amazo, it's a dumb name, but since I've heard it so many times and we've known it so long, it just is what it is. But I do like the idea of an Amazo in this setting against this team. To see how it can really handle itself and how our team can handle themselves. Big shout out to Corey Toombs. To Corey Toombs. True, it doesn't have to be action. I need my romance. Have Brandon standing in the background hurt with the hair blowing in the wind. And he'll be like, nah. Brandon, his curl's gonna be going, right? And he'll be like, see, that's whoo! You saw that drama right there? And the hair flying. Boy, whoo! Yo, CW, holla at your player. You know what I'm saying? You need a brother to give you that drama? Whoo! I got you. You know what I'm saying? I can write it. I can direct it. I can act in it. And don't tell me I can't, because I've seen Tyler Perry stuff. All right, look, anything is possible. So, with that said, this is another episode that I really dug. The music was on point. The acting was on point. I really want to see where we go right now with Henderson, if we see him again, because we know he's already shot his last episode and he won't be back next season. So I want to see if we see Henderson again. Also, what is the strike back look like? Or what does the strike back look like? They've lost Khalil, which is a big, like a huge asset for them. Eddie Munster is not that threatening. Odell is weak up and hurt. You know what I'm saying? He been electrocuted like 5-6 times now. They're losing ground. Markovians just took Tobias, so they ain't even got Tobias no more. ASA might be done. Now, does ASA call more reinforcements? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? This could be something that turns out completely flipping on them where they just kind of unravel and dissolve because they're not looking good right now and they are not equipped to handle the whole family together. Like you saw them all together working kind of like a well-oiled machine besides the Khalil thing. And now they're going to be all on one accord because they're all in one place together. Gambi, I think, can make cooler heads prevail. I don't think the ASA can win like this. The only reason they had a grip on them is because they had them divided. They're not divided anymore. I don't think so. I hope not. They've been divided long enough. I mean, dude, they just got back together in this episode, 11? We've had enough division. Let's get the family back together. Let's have a family reunion. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. So, big shout out to Corey Toombs again. Said, when are they going to confirm that Gambi is this universe's Deadshot? He really makes these guns appear out of nowhere. Yo, on the real though, Gambi ain't playing. Because Gambi was like, like he was like, gotta keep the burner close, you know what I'm saying? Like, chitty chitty bang bang, you know what I'm saying? Yo, Gambi don't miss. I don't think I've seen Gambi miss. Maybe in season 1, but Gambi has been a pretty decent marksman the whole show. Like, it was like, dude, they opened the door, he was like, cat, like, he didn't even look like it was hard for him. He was just like, bow, pow, pow. Yo, I give it to Gambi. And Gambi, also, the dude tried to kill him. He got outside the car and everything. Yo, Gambi he is untouchable on the real, yo. Gambi, I think Gambi got powers. He just ain't telling nobody. Big shout out to Corey Toombs says, I guess we're finally going to go up against the OP teleporter, and Odell did go back to Gotham. Black Lightning might be more interested in pulling from the Arrowverse than we thought. I hope not. I'm not interested in the Arrowverse, none of that. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind talking about Gotham because, of course, Gotham does exist, but I'm not interested in anything that Arrow or Flash has to offer at all. This show is better than both of those, in my opinion. This is the best DC CW show, period, in my opinion. Better villains, better interaction and beef between those villains, and better heroes. Not talking about their powers, talking about who they are, their actions, their character arcs, how they relate to each other. This is just a better show. Flash has gotten stale. Arrow has gotten stale. Supergirl got stale. And I don't know how this stays not stale, but I'm willing to bet that the main reason this show has not gotten stale is because the villains on this show have stayed as vicious as you can get on CW. You know what I'm saying? And we have more than one. It's not like, here's one villain for this one season, and now this villain is gone. It's like, no, we have long-term villains. And I tell people all the time, long-term villains are worth it. You know what I'm saying? Lala has been here since season 1. He has changed. He has gone through arcs, but Lala is still here. Eve left. She's back. Tobias has been weakened and brought back. We've seen Odell as a good guy, sort of, and now a bad guy. We've seen the Markovians sort of on the periphery. We've had different people intermingle in the lives and the business of the Pierce family in very interesting ways, in threatening, non-threatening, sort of manipulative ways that keep things interesting. If this show was a one villain per season show, I think it would have gotten stale. And that's not what we have here. Add the amazing music, which I think is better than any other shows. Add the acting, which I think probably, yeah. Oh, also, this show isn't as melodramatic as the other shows. I think that's a big thing too. But big shout out to Therese says, what's up with this Odell being from Gotham? Yeah, I was like, huh? What? Hold up, say who? Even though he does go golfing with the president. And Corey Toom says, I feel you. I meant more tapping into those comic sources. Oh, okay. Word, I feel you. I don't think they'll mess with the shows that seriously. All right, word. Okay, I see what you're saying. In that case, it's just more of a DCU issue, but I see that is more closely tied to Batman and his thing. But yeah, I would like to see where Geo-Force goes, where Khalil goes, stuff like that. But like I said, great episode. Really happy to see where this goes. Glad we have a defector. Seeing that he was fighting for one thing and he's not fighting. He doesn't feel like he's getting what he was fighting for. We got all these villains. Now we got the Markovians who are probably about to turn it up because now they have a big win because they have the evil doctor and now I guess Lynn, just the regular addict doctor. And they got Tobias. You know what I'm saying? They've got some cards. So now they can push back. I really want to see where this goes. And I'm hype, y'all. I'm super hype. So before I get out of here, I want to give a big shout out to everyone that showed up. We got Corey Toombs in the house, Therese in the house. We got, of course, the one, the only dynamic duo, Thought Crimes. We got Marquise Collins too. It was great to see y'all sunshiny faces. Everybody that showed up, the viewers that came through, even if you didn't chat, much love to you. And of course, myself, NERDSoul, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Share this, share something, something you like. Hit that thumbs up. Please comment in the video after the live stream or something. If you want to talk about this show or talk about some others, we can have a ball because I love me some Black Lightning. Before we get out, Therese says, this show still feels like it's in its first season. They got something to prove. Yeah, I think this show, because they're not getting the ratings that people want them to get, I think this show still feels like, yo, we're dope and y'all sleeping on us. And they're coming with that heat. Because this show does still feel fresh. And big shout out to Corey Toom, said nothing in the Arrowverse can touch the bathroom scene from the last episode. Yeah, man. People sleeping. Tracy Lee, what up? Hi, Tracy Lee, what's up? Good to see your sunshiny face. But with that said, guys, I'm good. I'm psyched to see where we go. Psyched to see how this ends out. And stick around if you checked out Netflix, The October Faction. We will be back in about 15 minutes. I'll be wrapping up the season 1, extravaganza of the October Faction. Really enjoyed that show, and it caught me off guard. So there's a lot I want to talk about, of course, in the next show. So be back here on this channel in about 15, 20 minutes if you want to talk about October Faction. If you haven't seen it and you're into supernatural stuff, check it out. Let me know what you think. And of course, check out the video. And I'd love to know your thoughts on it because it's a show that I didn't know anything about. I got in a conversation at a comic book shop. I decided to watch it and I could not put it down. So guys, before I bounce, holla at me. I'm gonna holla at you down in them comments. Let's talk Black Lightning. Love the show. The show is still firing on all cylinders for me. It makes me happy. It makes me angry. It makes me ask questions. And that's the kind of emotional response I need in the show. I need a show to get me hyped, get me mad at stuff, get me happy with stuff, drive me crazy with some things. So of course, to Tracy Lee, Thought Crimes, Therese, Corey Toombs, Marquise Collins, of course, Thought Crimes, all you guys, big shout out to y'all. Big shout out to everybody who's checking this video on the replay. And until next time, this is for me to you saying peace, 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 a peace, 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 a peace, peace, y'all. Peace, peace, a peace, peace, Tobias. Peace, peace, a peace, peace, la, peace, peace, a peace, peace, 2-bit, peace, peace, a peace, peace, Odell, peace, peace, a peace, peace, Jen, a peace, 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 Gamby, peace, peace, a peace, peace, Jeff, peace, peace, a peace, peace, Marco, peace, peace, a peace, peace, VS. Oh man, love y'all guys. We out. Peace.